What's up, XRP family? Thank you guys for joining the video for today. We have some interesting stuff going on in the XRP community. Let's take a look, guys. The good news is that we are at the end of that journey, and while others in the crypto industry might be at the beginning of that journey, right? Brad Garlinghouse is talking about the lawsuit, guys. He's saying that they are in this lawsuit for 2.5 years, so now they're at the end of that journey while others still have to face regulation. Right? They will be the only coin that has been passed regulation if the lawsuit ends, when the lawsuit ends, and that will be very soon. This is at the Dubai FinTech Summit May. Let's take a look at Brett Garlinghouse.
Well, the case against Ripple by the United States SEC started 2.5 years ago, so it's certainly been a bit frustrating and slow, but the good news is we're at the end of that journey. And while others in the crypto industry might be at the beginning of that journey, the silver lining for Ripple has been that we're kind of at the end. Sometime, I would say, between the next 2 and let's say 6 months, I expect a resolution. The judge in the United States has been fully briefed. She has the decision on her plate. A federal judge can operate on whatever timeline in this case, she would like. But I'm optimistic we're going to see resolution, I believe, before the end of Q3. Well, the case against Ripple.
Before the end of Q3, guys. And of course, I know that we have heard this many times, but the thing is, it's up to the judge, guys. We don't have control over that. No one knows, right? So that is why we just have to wait. Here we can see, guys, XRP fam, SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce, in her own opinion, I would argue that looking at tokens as securities is problematic. Even if a token is sold as a part of securities offering, the token itself would not be the security. Very interesting. Let's take a look.
There's uncertainty. People in good faith are trying to do securities analysis and they're not understanding how to do it. That's a problem.
So apart from clearly defining when is a security not a security and not pursuing people retrospectively, what are the other big gaps that you see in your regulatory framework? I mean, one that's been identified here is a lot of debate, and we had not very good on this session on it recently, is about the definition of property, and there are some gaps in how you define property in the digital space. I wonder, what gaps do you see in America?
Well, I think 2022 taught us a lot of lessons around, you know, the fact that crypto intermediaries have a lot of the same problems as non-crypto intermediaries. And I think so. One could argue, I mean, I think there's a lot the industry can do itself to put in some protections, to be more skeptical, to do much more introspection. But one could argue you should have a federal regulatory framework that covers the big crypto intermediaries. And I think that does probably require more legislation to decide who should be doing that regulation. I would argue that looking at tokens themselves as securities is often problematic. I mean, sometimes a token carries with it an ownership interest in something, in which case it looks more like a traditional equity security, or it carries with it some stream of payments that may make it look like a security. But even if something is a token is sold as part of a securities offering, it's not clear to me that the token itself would be the security. And so I think another gap is, you could argue there's a need for a disclosure regime to address information asymmetries in the person or group of persons who's issuing a token and the people buying it. We could put some kind of disclosure regime in place to address that information.
You can clearly see, guys, that this woman is looking at tokens or at crypto more neutral, right? She's not putting any labels on it. She's not trying to make it something that it's not. You can clearly see that she's not choosing a side, right? And maybe that is a very good thing, because she just doesn't understand it yet completely to say what is a token or what it's not. Because on the other side, Gary Gensler first said that tokens were 75% of them were not securities, and now all of a sudden all of them are securities. So you can clearly see the difference in SEC commissioners, in people that are dealing with the same entity but still have a very different outlook, perspective on these cryptocurrencies. You see, guys, there is something going on beneath there, which will definitely come to the light very, very soon. Now, here we have something very interesting. Project Polaris, offline CBDC payments. if you take a careful look at this project that the BIS has actually put out there, you can clearly see that they're going to use Ripplenet, guys. And they have been saying that in papers a lot of times. They have been mentioning XRP as well. So this is very, very interesting. Let's take a look.
Hyper-connected world, the way we use money to make payments and do business is changing. Many countries are increasingly relying on digital online payment systems instead of cash. But our growing dependency on these online systems can affect our ability to pay when they become unavailable due to system outages, cyber attacks, or even natural disasters. Being able to make payments when offline could provide a solution. An offline payment is a payment between two parties which are not connected to a ledger system. The ability to make offline payments when systems are unavailable could improve the resilience of payment systems and provide backup during a crisis. Offline payments could also enable financial inclusion wherever internet and telecommunications connections are unreliable or non-existent. And some solutions could provide digital payment alternatives for those who can't use mainstream options. Offline payment solutions could extend some of the features of using cash into the digital space, giving people more choice. Project Polaris from the BIS Innovation Hub Nordic Centre investigates the design of secure and resilient online and offline central bank digital currencies, starting with a focus on offline payments using CBDCs. In a global survey conducted as part of this project, the ability to pay with CBDC when offline is important to many central banks. The project helps central banks to understand the range of reasons and usage scenarios, the technologies available and the security considerations, key threats, risks, and risk mitigating measures, privacy, inclusion, and resilience design principle.
Now, a quick note on this, guys. I have never seen any entity or any project, any cryptocurrency project or anything else besides Ripple talking about offline payments. Literally none. And especially not anyone that is connected to CBDCs. So it's not coincidence. It's not coincidence, guys, because Ripple started talking about offline payments. They are the ones who have integrated this. They are the ones who designed this. And the thing is, they are also connected to CBDCs. So you can clearly see here again, guys, that they have built something that there is a need for it. As you saw the chart, 49% requires this to be advantageous to their systems so that they can mitigate risks and see how things are moving. Very important thing, guys. And again, you can clearly see that Ripple is a winner in this space continuously, guys. This is how the China Bank apps looks like and function. China Bank boosts financial empowerment with Ripplenet remittances. Now, the official source for this, guys, is not very reliable, so I do not know if this is actually true. And I have not seen any connection with China Bank, but it's still interesting to look because they have InstaPay with China Bank.
Than ever, using just a mobile number or email address. No need to type long account numbers. First, log in to your China Bank mobile and then confirm. Enter the OTP sent to your registered mobile number to complete the transaction. Congratulations! You have successfully made an InstaPay to a mobile number or. Now you can keep sending or receiving money conveniently. It's simple, speedy, and secure every time. For more information, please visit www.chinabank.
So as you can see, guys, they released an option and they have a fully functional app. They have a mobile app and they have a fully functional system that you can make instant payments, guys. And this is like China is known for having its CBDC running for quite a while now. I do not know exactly what technology they're using, guys, but as you can see here, that people are saying that they're related to Ripplenet remittances. So very interesting, guys, because they also have a partnership with QMB, which is a Ripple partner as well. And that's maybe where it's coming from. So very, very interesting. As you can see, the lawsuit is almost over, guys. We still have to be patient. Thank you very much for watching this video. See you in the next one. Cheers.